Hello from the land of TV. This is King Cool. And welcome to the Toast Reviews. Excuse me. It's a little early for me. For those of you who don't know how it works, I put something in the toaster and talk about something that I've already watched. But today, we're talking about two movies because we're in the middle of Dueling Movies Month, where two movies that came out close at the same time with similar themes competed at the box office. Like last week we did The Wild and Madagascar. But this time we're doing movies that were released within 1 week of each other. These two were actually in theaters at the exact same time. Even though they're slightly different genre, no one will deny that they have similar themes. And that is Beastly and Red Riding Hood. And so today, they're not exactly, again, the same genre of movie, but nevertheless. So, since Beastly was released on like March 3rd, 2011, and the other one was released on March 11th, we're going to do Beastly first. And today on the show we have Whole Wheat Bread. Which I don't really like this type. I've already had some and it's not that good. Anyway, like I like whole wheat stuff, but like this stuff just sort of tastes gross. Anyway, here we go. Okay, Beastly is a more direct attempt to turn Beauty and the Beast into Twilight. So what is the central tenet of Twilight? Is, bad boy basically, and dangerous, slightly somehow magical guy, teenager, he's like, oh, I don't want to get close or whatever, So this guy, he's a snob at this prep school, and he makes fun of this witch, who is she's ugly, and it's like she is a 10 out of 10, but you put something on her frickin' face. It's like, and then he curses him, and yeah, he has some like lumpy scars and stuff, but he's still, I would estimate about 6'3", fairly skinny, and in really good shape. So it's like, yeah, I think a lot of people, this might be the same problem I might have if I ever watch Penelope, which is when people are talking about, oh, she's cursed with a pig snout. It's like, yeah, that's not that bad, but it's still Christina Ricci, I think a lot of people would just be like, I'll put up with it, So yeah, this is such, as they say, pretty people problems, everyone in this movie looks great. But, the first half an hour are just really, really quite artificial, and just so stodgy and amateur dramatics. And then, the other differences between this and the regular one is it's from the perspective of the Beast. When he gets all scrotified, he gets sequestered by his dickhole father into some little house where he can basically live alone. And then he lives alone for 5 months. He's only got a year. I'll take that as far as that. Before he even attempts really to try to break the curse. And he does seem like he's like trying to break the curse, but it's never like he's trying to use, I keep wanting to say Selena Gomez, but no, it's Vanessa Hudgens. The names are just similar enough that I can confuse them, like Ewan McGregor and Ian McKellen. I'm gonna avoid the hole. And at least in this one, yeah, there's only like a couple scenes where you see them sort of warm to one another. And the reason why Beauty has to stay with Beast is pretty labored. I mean, if I didn't explain it, you'd be like, what? So it was pretty silly. But at the end, I guess this is just for teenagers. I didn't like this one. I don't hate it. But I do hate at the end, they had the chance to do something really brave, and then they dropped the ball, and I'm not going to say exactly what it is. But I'll explain it in like PMs or something if anyone wants to know or something. But I don't want to spoil the movie. You can sort of figure out what might happen, but they were so close to doing something brave, and then they frickin' didn't. So that kind of frustrated me, which is surprising that I actually got frustrated at this movie, which is pretty lightweight and silly. Especially because, you know, the one thing that this does different than Beauty and the Beast 2 is the fact that they knew each other beforehand. And then when she goes to the house, she does not know that that's him. She doesn't recognize him. And it's like, look, I know he's not exactly wearing the Green Lantern mask, but he has the same voice. I thought he might, they did then establish that they haven't really spoken a lot. They're not really friends before that, so I don't know. I didn't really like Beastly. Alright, going back up. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Now we're going to talk about Red Riding Hood, which followed it up. Oh boy! I usually try to do these things in the chronological order, and I was sort of worried that Beastly was going to be worse. Okay, Red Riding Hood is a far more deliberate attempt to be like, oh, this is Twilight, because it's all, oh, this person loved this person, and oh, this thing happened, blah, 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 blah. And all the time it's also like, who is the wolf, who is the werewolf, as it is. And bloody, Amanda Seyfried does a good job as her, but a lot of it is just her staring and just being like, oh, you know, magical reverence, whatever. But this movie is just completely artificial because every, like, moment of this is just full of red herrings. It should be called Red Herring Hood. Because there'll be like, someone will say something, it's like, ooh, is that something a wolf would say? They're making out and he says, I want to eat you up. It's like, come on, this is pathetic. And could it possibly be that the wolf might be the one person who just doesn't quite have enough red herrings thrown at them or something? Or they do it with a dream sequence fake it, where they do the whole lines from the book. Like, I almost appreciate some of the things they try to do to make it similar to the story, but it's also just like, this is just, oh, I really was bored to death by this movie. Just absolutely to death. Friggin' Gary Oldman plays like a, this guy who comes into town, and he's like a priest or some crap, and he is like, oh, I know the stuff about werewolves, and they're celebrating early on in the movie, oh, we killed a wolf, and it's like, no, you didn't, because the movie's about 20 minutes out from, you know, from the beginning, so yeah, you didn't kill nothing. But this whole movie, it's like a mystery, it's like a Scooby-Doo mystery, where they're like, huh, this guy who runs the wig shop, he's doing this, I wonder what he would do. It's like that. It's really like Scooby-Doo level executed, friggin' mystery stuff. It's awful. I just was bored stupid by it. So, believe it or not, the checkmark has to go to Beastly. Yay. They're holding it, yay. What's coming up for next week? Well, you have to tune in to find out. Thank you all for watching. This is King Cool. Drive home safe. Not toasted enough.